Greetings from London. This is Mariam Sharif, and welcome to the Style Moguls podcast. Today's guest is a love alchemist from the Netherlands, and her name is Priska Tiffen. How are you? Welcome.
Thank you very much, Mariam, for having me.
We bumped into each other on Instagram, and I just loved love. I love that little video that you did on I love love, and she is life. Does love make the world go round?
Oh, it does, because it's ultimately what we are, really. We
Yeah,
are love. And
yeah,
it's another quest to really realize who we are.
yeah.
Yes, and this is what I do. I take women into realizing that they are already the love that they are searching for.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I think that what as women, we're always searching for love, aren't we, outside ourselves? And I think this is something that I've learned as well and throughout my life that it's not about the external love. We're always looking for a love in a partner, a love from a validation from a family or colleagues or work. And it's actually something that is within us. We
Is
are
it
love.
it's within us, and it's within any creations, really, because it
Yes,
takes love to really create. And
yes,
the opposite of love, which is fear, yes, it's more like of a destruction kind of things. Yes, we live
yes,
in reality, so we have those two as well. So realizing that we are love, it's where the journey starts, really. So once we become that, we stop searching in the outside.
yes.
Okay, and we are more connected to self, and we amplify this love, so we are able to receive it flowing through us and ultimately spread it out.
Looking at ourselves, it could be really interesting, a real interesting discovery.
Yes, it's exactly that. So it's this self-discovery again, okay,
Yeah.
and we're connecting to our body. You see, everything starts inside. That's why through my coaching, we are going through to learn again about who we are, because we are made of different bodies: the physical body, the mental, emotional body, and the energy, spiritual body. And
Mm.
to have this alignment. So when we talk about alignment, it's really work on those bodies simultaneously. And
Right, right, yeah.
what's this alignment where we are now more aware? Okay,
Mhm.
so of course it's not an easy journey, but it will be the most beautiful journey that any human being can, undertake.
So how did you discover yourself, like at the age of 23, having a child?
After having the kids,
Yeah.
well, I was surprised to see how focused and determined I was having a baby, because not only I was a student, I was
Yes.
also a mother, and I was working also. So
Wow.
I had to manage all those three aspects.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. It's hard managing, one thing and doing all three at the same time. But I don't know. There's a courage that comes from women. There is, isn't there? There's something that comes in from their, real from their a fire that's inside them, and I think that when that's ignited, you are able to kind of do those things.
So yes, we are constantly adapting, really. And when you're put in the situation, well, you have to give the best out of that
Yeah.
situation. And also at that young age, having a baby was important as well, to have the support of my partner.
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
it's all about respecting each other dream, really. So I had a lot of nice support from him as well, for me to be able to carry on going back to school, and
Yeah.
which I did after a month of giving birth. I went back to school, and I was exchanging with
A month.
after a month. That's why having this experience made me realize the strength that I had,
Yeah.
right? And the determination to go about pursuing my dream. And I had the right support
Self.
to do.
What brings you to the Netherlands?
Well, my daughter, she started university here. So she
Wonderful.
went for her university studies. And I
Okay.
thought that maybe I should take a break with her, but I wasn't sure since I'm a person who likes my beach and the sun.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Meditate in the sun.
yeah,
Yes, I was like, okay, the cold there will have an effect, especially that I'm very sensitive to the weather.
yeah.
Especially when it's cold, and
We're both sunshine souls. I love the sunshine. I really miss the Dubai sunshine.
I was like, how
So,
am I gonna cope? And I was like, no, I'm not coming. And then it just took me. I just wake up literally one morning, and I
yeah,
said to the entire family, "Listen, guys, we are going with Kaylin, my daughter."
right.
Took
Okay.
me a month to close the entire house and to just move out. And no one
Yeah,
understood anything. And they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, when you take those decisions where
yeah.
it feels right,
Yes, yes,
everything is at peace when you make those
yes.
decisions.
Yeah,
Well, this was exactly the state of mind I was in. And I'm like, this can only be the right decisions.
yes.
And I wanted as well to be far away from the noise. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
yeah,
lifestyle that I've known for 15 years.
yeah,
And then really come here again and strengthen this connection with self.
yes,
So it was more coming here, giving a family structure, being there with my kids, and then also enter deep within again to
yeah,
discover more about self, to
yeah.
connect to my higher self, and then ultimately, give out the best of who I am to the world. And it's been really interesting.
When you were talking about decision making, and I love decision making because I like that process and how someone makes that decision. What was that process that you go through when you like have a challenge or an obstacle? Like how do you deal with that? So you've obviously thought about this decision. What is the process? Can you walk us through that? Because I think that's quite important when women are deciding, we overthink or we don't think and we just leave it alone.
Yeah.
And I always talk about how to manage a challenge or a difficulty or obstacle. And we have many throughout the whole day, we have many throughout our life. But as for that, how did you come to that decision then?
Any decision that you make, you've mentioned that it's a lot to do with your mental
Yeah.
structure. We're trying to use only our brain not to make decisions, you see. So every time we stay in that mind space
Yeah.
alone, well, there's no much possibility. There's no many possibilities. Okay,
Right.
so you're kind of like stopping yourself from
Mm.
seeing other ways and possibilities to do about the same thing.
Right.
Okay, so by remaining here, you are constructing, narrowing
Yes.
those decisions.
Yes.
So the right way to do about it, again, that's what I'm very passionate about, getting to know self and to
Yes.
enter self,
Yes.
because you should feel it in your body. Your body
Absolutely.
has all
Absolutely.
the informations, right? And to be able to be present, you will know when a decision feels right for you.
Yes. Yes.
Everything, when it's aligned, it feels right.
Yeah.
When it's not aligned, it does not feel right. Let's
Yes.
say I want to take this decision, and every time you think about that decision, you feel some certain way. Your body triggers some sort of emotion and so on. It means that you are not aligned to that
Yes.
decision. But
Yeah.
again, you must again learn to drop into your body. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And this is where we are lacking as women, and everyone actually, drop from the mind space into our bodies and then
Yeah.
let that body have this intelligence, that
Yeah.
wisdom.
Yes.
Okay. This is where you get connected to your higher self. And
Mm.
ultimately, that decision will take place and it becomes effortless, you see.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
not torturing myself anymore, but I'm just, surrendering, going with the flow of life.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, it's a surrender, and I really do believe, like, as entrepreneurs, even just in business, we're always here, we're always in this headspace, and and decision making, like you said, for me as well, it's a three-part process: head, heart, and my my gut is something that really screams out. And so yes, I think that we really need to kind of know and connect with our bodies. And I'm someone that uses my body like as an instrument. And I know for many years, in the last few years, that I wasn't in the right place. I wasn't thinking right. I wasn't behaving right. And I had so many things that went wrong, like accidents and just things weren't in flow. Things weren't happening, and there's always a stop. There's always like this, like a dead end. And I was like, then my mother said, no, sometimes the energy, like you said, you've moved to the Netherlands. Sometimes you need that change of energy. But I think you're absolutely right. It has to be a connection within the body. Yeah, there's signals that we kind of demonstrate to ourselves. So, what kind of triggers should we be looking at? What kind of things are we looking at that you could probably explain to the audience?
Again, it's to be able to sense, to feel your body sensation. You see,
Yeah,
we are scared of feeling. We want to
right.
feel certain emotions, and we don't want to feel certain emotion, but we are forgetting that we are living on planet Earth, and here it's a
Mm,
planet of duality. I mean, we have both. Where everything has its opposites.
yes.
To refute one is to refute part of yourself. So it is to connect, to stop fearing your feelings, yes, your emotions,
Yeah. Yeah.
and really truly embrace them. Because when you embrace them, it's just it's just releasing
Yeah.
itself. It's when
Yeah.
you are stopping it, or you feel like, in general, we are. Let's say I'm angry. It's not anger an issue. Anger is an emotion, like any type of things, yes,
Yeah.
that we experience, yes, from time to time. But it is the fact, the issue lies where you feel you are angry at yourself for being angry. Yes.
I,
Why am I angry? Why am I angry? You
yes.
see,
Yes.
it is that torture of refusing the fact that I'm having certain type, of emotions.
Yeah.
Well, it's about really accepting it. Yes, I'm angry. It's the
Yeah.
same as me being happy as well. So you need to have that acceptance, and connecting to self. Everything we do now, we have to be conscious that we are doing something. That's what they
Yeah.
call being mindful. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
going to walk into nature. I should be able to feel every step. Yeah. My
Yes.
foot has to feel every step. Okay. I
Absolutely.
should be able to stop and connect to those tree, or to the landscape that is presenting to me. So you kind of like inhaling the life force, yes, in everything that you are seeing.
Absolutely.
Connection
Absolutely.
with self starts here on this planet. You have a lot of people quick to meditate and be up there, and not
Yeah.
so much grounded here. So it is to have this perfect harmony with your ecosystem.
Yes.
Okay, I need to feel my ecosystem, and the ecosystem will fill me back. So
Yeah.
every time I need to recharge myself, for
Yes.
example, I'm asking for the light force to to enter my body, and to provide me that state of being, if it's being calm, or full of energy, so it's this connection with everything around, because we are
Mm,
all connected at the end of the day, is where we could, exercise as well. And for the woman, when we do, when I take them through that journey of self-discovering, acceptance, and self-love, it could be all the way like a small exercise, like every time you take a shower, for example, feel that water running, yes, into your skin.
mm.
Feel how it feels like, yes, to sense, that's water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Feel, take a moment and be present and feel that. When you breathe as well, same thing, be connected to your breath. So for me, it's really connecting to the elements as well. Ooh, I love it. We are made
Yeah.
of all these elements.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So be grateful every day to have this element around, and asking to synchronize with them. It's just beautiful.
Yeah, I really loved the fact that you said that it's all about being grounded rather than being elevated. We're always talking about elevation,
Exactly.
and really it's about being, grounding ourselves first. How fabulous. And that's a really nice way of putting it, because we're all looking at the higher self, go higher, go higher. And actually, it's not as bad where you are now.
And we are missing that we're on this
Yeah.
planet, and we must, it's like you're traveling somewhere, and all you did was to stay in your hotel room, for example.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Exactly.
discovering anything, not seeing the beauty, not taking time to be grateful for like that landscape, that blue sea that you see, like, oh wow, look at this, and sync with it and connect with it. So it's really this inability of feeling our own body that is
Yes.
creating all these uh, emotions.
So I've seen
Yeah.
a couple of videos of yours. I wanted to ask you, like, there you were based in Dubai. What has Dubai taught you, or what did you learn in Dubai? What was the different vibration than in Dubai than it is in the Netherlands?
It's different climates, different energy, because different area of the world, different energy
Yeah.
altogether. Yes, we
Yeah.
hold different frequency and different energies
Yeah.
in different
Yeah.
part of the world,
Absolutely.
because it's a collective there.
Mm,
Okay, so
mm.
it will be like the vibration of the collective.
Yeah.
And if you go there, you kind of like go with the vibration as
Yeah.
well, because as human being, we want to form our tribe, and we want
Yeah.
to be seen and accepted, right?
Everybody is attracted to Dubai. That's one thing that I know. Once you lived in Dubai, once you've experienced Dubai, there's something very seductive about Dubai that it draws you in. And you could be there for a holiday, you could be there for a year. I was thinking, oh, I've been there for 6 years, nearly 7 years. So, what's going on? Time flies.
It's-
And there's something very beautiful about Dubai.
It is beautiful. There's a beautiful energy about it.
Energy, yeah, there's a
I've learned
beautiful energy.
everything I know today, I've learned them there.
Yes.
It was in Dubai. I learned all this. That's where the journey really starts.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
starts. So
Because your movement, like the sunshine, the water, and I see you in, in your videos, it really does come alive over there.
yes, it does come alive. Yes, especially
Yeah.
I've learned to embody. Yeah, like you said, water and,
Mm,
and fire as well, which is the sun. For me.
mm.
So I was able to embody all these elements. Actually, you practice to embody each element, and part of my movement, and dance classes that I give, was
Right. Oh, right. You give dance classes. I didn't know that.
yes, I do.
Because you do,
I took,
you
yeah,
move beautifully, elegantly.
thank
People
you
can
very
move.
much.
There's dancers, but they don't have elegance. And I feel that, they might have the movement, but they don't have the elegance and grace, what you do.
So the thank you very much for that. The way it's not really for me, people will say that, oh, she's dancing. Oh,
Mm.
for me, I'm stretching in flow.
Oh, stretching and flow.
Yeah, I'm
Interesting.
stretching in flow. I make sure that because you have to be comfortable at home in your
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
Yes, life has to run through you, and when you feel life going through you, yes, it gives an expression to this physical body. So
Mm.
how does that life force going through you wants to express self? Okay,
Mm.
and the way I teach it is, first of all, teaching my beautiful ladies to stretch in flow.
Ah,
So
okay.
it is no longer like this mechanical stretching. Yeah, where, oh, I need to stretch my hand. Let me do this. Okay, yes, because I see everyone did.
Mm.
Okay, my legs like this. No, it's really like connecting to your body and say to every part of your body. You see, it's teaching you to be
Yeah.
present now. Every part of your body. How the head, how do you want to move today? Okay, I want to do this.
Mm.
Next, where do I go? Okay, my shoulder. Is it this shoulder? Yes. Okay, let me do this. And then what next? What next? So you're listening to your body, and your
Yeah.
body will tell you how to stretch. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you end up, removing, you're no longer here thinking about what is the next step, but your body automatically will tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you go and you find yourself. Sometimes I find myself in some crazy position, right? And I'm like, oh wow. I pick myself and I'm like, wow, you can do this. You can do this. Oh, wow. I keep on discovering and I'm like, wow, this body has so much, installed for us, to discover that we are yet to discover.
Yeah.
Okay. So listening to your body while
Yeah.
you are stretching it, because stretching is really good. So you're stretching your muscles. When you do that, you're removing all the tensions and you allow the energy to flow better. That's why a
Yeah.
lot of people are doing yoga, for example.
Yes. Yes.
So you,
Again, but I find it's very like you said, mechanical yoga. They're doing the movement, but without the connection and emotion that goes with it. They're just doing the motions of. They're just doing the movement. Sorry, they're just kind of like you said, mechanical. But and that's why I find like everybody that has been in lockdown, you've got so many classes for yoga, but this that
I've tried it. I've tried
like
it
with me,
when
I don't know. I like with me, if I don't even feel that, I don't even entertain it anymore. Like what you like. You know what will
exactly.
enhance you because you're attracted to it. But I see all these yoga, and I love yoga, and I'm trying to find a new yoga teacher. But when I do it at home, I stretch. When you said stretch and flow, sometimes I stretch whilst making cup of tea. I put the kettle on, and I'm like,
This is
okay, let me just do a couple of like leg lifts, or I might just do a little swirl, or I might just do a quick jump, or and, and my mother is like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, this is just my little routine, and she used to play basketball for Pakistan, so she's very strong, and then she knows her movements, but I always think, even making a cup of tea, a simple thing like that, I will move or I'll do something. And I love music. I move to music, but even when if I, it's just a feeling. Whatever I feel at that time, I will do.
You said it all. Same thing. And those are my next videos, actually. I filmed all of them
I
already.
really, yeah,
Like how to constantly being in movement.
yeah,
See? So you need to, like, being stiff. At some point, your body is stiff, right? Take any opportunity to stretch and to be in movement.
yes,
It was
yeah,
funny. I was like with a group, I was taking embodiment class, and I was with a group of women, like on Zoom.
yeah,
Then they were talking about what activities or body exercise to do. And I was
yeah,
explaining what I'm doing. And I'm like, you see, we are talking, yes, over like now, but
yeah,
can you see? And I push my camera and I said, you see, my leg is what's on the wall. I'm stretching while having this conversation with you. So yes,
really,
and I did this thing where I will put like a Zoom meeting,
yeah,
what they see and what they don't see. Oh my God, my legs are like this. Yes. So I take any opportunity to. I'm
yeah,
gonna cook something. Yes. I'm taking my stairs, for example. I will stretch, always in flow and in movement while
yeah,
doing everything.
yeah,
Okay. So it's by the more you practice, like that, and it's not like when it comes to exercise, I don't force myself
mm,
anymore. Okay. It is not, I'm going to take 1 hour to look after my body. No, I'm doing what a song is, 3 minutes. So 3 minutes while taking the stairs. Okay. For example, 3 minutes, doing my movement while cooking,
yeah,
for
yes, yeah, good.
example. So
I
when you add
love doing that.
everything up, you end up having 1 hour, 2 hours of
Yeah,
stretching and exercise. So
yeah,
it's just beautiful. And for the ladies, listen to your body because that's stretching. You have to be present. So you are present with any movement. Finish your movement. Some people do this, that. It's about contracting and expanding. Okay.
mm,
So when you do every movement, make sure you finish your movement. Your hips movement, make sure. For me, when I finish, you see the video and you say, wow, what a grace. It looks nice and so on. When I finish, I'm like, oh my God, because I really, you will say that, oh, okay, she's doing the hips movement, but no, I feel all the stretch,
yes,
the
yeah,
hips, yes. I make sure that I feel it. I make sure that when I finish it, I'm like, I can feel everything stretching there. Oh my God.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's my exercise. And the more you listen to your body, the more your body will tell you what type of exercise is
mm,
good for you. Let's say, for example, in Dubai, before I moved here, I wanted to go do some kickboxing or something like that. And literally, when I got out after the trial, my body was like, don't do this. I don't need it. No, really. It's going
Right.
to make you stiff.
Yeah.
Yes. And a bit more muscular. No, I want flow and fluidity, in
Ah,
that body.
exactly.
And then my body literally told me, you see your stretching in flow that you're doing, this is all I need. And you
Uh,
will be surprised that this is enough. Stretching is the key all
yeah.
the time. For me, this is my way of centering. Go back to center. When I want to center, I stand up and I stretch. So
Yes.
only by being like conscious, freedom movement and conscious with every movement that I make, when you are conscious and you let your body talk, you will be surprised to see how this, staying inside of you want to express self using this body. And that's the
Yeah.
beauty of it. Let your body speak. Yeah. Let it, flow. Let it express self.
Yeah.
We're not thinking like, what are you doing? Is it too sexy? Is it not sexy? No, I'm stretching, guys. You may see it as being sexy, but I am stretching. I am working out here, man. It's difficult.
Well, it's beautiful. Absolutely. I love that. I love that what you said about like how you went for kickboxing and like you went for training and your body said no. I did the same. I feel like the same thing. Like I have to do everything flow and movement uh, and it has to come like from me to come out. And I had my session at kickboxing. I fainted because you work so much, and I don't know what happened, and I was next minute I'm on the floor, and he's waking me up. Are you okay? And we went, I said, I'm not used to this. And it just didn't agree with me. And I didn't know if I was like, am I really that out of shape? But actually it's not my flow. You see, my flow is walking. I am the Forrest Gump of walking. I love walking. When I'm walking, I feel like my mind is walking, I'm releasing, I'm meditating. It's a combination of everything for me. I like to have a walk every day, and I'm going and doing it for the last few days, and I want to embed it in my routine, that just to go out and just to clear my mind, because I'm at home, I look after my mom, and I'm exhausted half the time, or if I'm doing some work, so I need to see the outside world and just connecting with myself more than anything else again.
Mhm.
Yeah, so
So your point is really to find what suits you. Okay.
yes, yes,
That's
absolutely. And I think you
why,
have to do like
yeah.
again, yeah, it has to kind of it has to signal to you. It has to you have to feel that. I think with me, over the years, after losing myself in the last few years, not losing myself, I can think I've learned a few things about myself, which I've just confirmed that I like what I like. And if that energy comes towards me, I have to just go with what I like. I have to go with my heart, and that's the only thing that will move me.
Once you listen to your body will tell you
Yeah.
everything you need to know. Yes. So that's why during my classes, yes, the movement feminine, that's why I call feminine embodiments, yes,
Yeah.
classes. Uh, I it's a freedom, it's really for you to see, how your body wants to move. So I'm
Yeah.
giving this space for you. Yes, and make sure that and a lot of women gain confidence, a lot of
Mm.
self-image changes. I'm like, it's not about how you look, is
Yeah.
what you do with it, how you express
Yeah.
it, how you find the way, I know how I'm gonna pose, I can change my posture anytime I want to, okay? And knowing, to carry yourself does have an impact on your mental as well, a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why when I say, okay, ladies, we're gonna stretch now. I don't tell them, do this, do this. I'm like, listen to your body, and your body will tell you where you need to stretch.
Mm.
Because for me, maybe I don't, the body will point out, well, where there is tension most
Yeah.
of the cases, okay? My tension, where I have my body tension, may not be yours, okay? So for me to say, do this, no, your body wants to start maybe on your lower back to
Yeah.
stretch. And it's proper to you. So listen to your body and
Mm.
allow that body to tell you, let that body flow. Yes. And at the end of it, I'm telling you, if you are not exercising, if you are not finding time to do anything, take your 5, 10 minutes of stretching. conscious stretch, letting your body flow and stretch. At the end of it, brand new person. It's like you've been exercising forever.
Yeah.
And you'll have the courage to try new things. Sometimes I find myself in yoga poses. Yes, I don't do yoga, no, I've tried it before, especially in the lockdown. I tried it for like a week or so. It
Yeah.
was good. It was good, but I get bored. For me, it's like, okay, let that body. But by doing this, I find
Mm.
myself in some yoga poses. I do
Yeah.
things that looks like that. I
Yeah.
explore myself. I see how, wow, I thought I wasn't flexible, but actually it's not so bad. It's good. I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm getting more, by doing that, you're getting more and more in touch with the inside. You learn
Yeah.
to listen to yourself again.
Absolutely.
So that movement is very therapeutical. It does bring about the self-acceptance about you, your physical body, because you start having a new perspective, a new way of seeing yourself again.
Yes.
See? And then really truly accept it. And then during the classes, I gave like 20 minutes of like coaching, talking about earth woman, how sacral, what it is, how to move it, how to be loving to ourselves.
Mm.
Okay, to love what we see. And then naturally your body will respond to it. You cannot be criticizing your body, that vehicle that you take for the meeting, to take to love your kid, to take to date a guy. You hating it, you're not accepting it, and
Yes.
hoping for someone else to accept it. No, you will start by learning again to be friends with your own self. Stand
Yes.
up in front of the mirror and then have this conversation, this commitment to say that, listen, I will address you with more loving and care. Yes, when I address myself to you. And once you make peace with your body will take you to any transformation that you wish. So
Yeah.
when people have this thing, I can't lose weight and etc., I'm like, how do you speak to yourself? And I hear a lot of things. I'm like, yes, well, you will go and make peace with your body before you start anything. Otherwise, the body will not listen to you. You're at war. If I'm at war with you, I will not give you a favor, for example. I will
Mhm.
not listen to you. Period. So
Yes.
it's like being at war with your own self. Now make peace with yourself first.
Mm.
Okay. And it's again finding that love. Yeah. When you're
Yes.
talking to your own self. And then when you finish that, oh my God, your body listens. I don't have time. I don't have any it's not hard for me to
Yes.
transform
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
body.
You don't have to push
Okay?
it. You don't. Yeah. You don't have to
It's
push it.
not, I don't want to push it. I don't need to sweat
Yeah.
to have any results. No, if I sweat, it means that is something that is not aligned. Okay. So
Yeah.
I don't sweat for it. Why? Because the way I speak to myself, it's
Mm.
positive. If I have a bit of stomach, I'll be like, hey, we're gonna strengthen all this, okay? You know what? Less than a week later, I have my abs back. And my husband is pissed off. He's like, I don't understand how you're doing it. I say, I don't criticize my body. I walk with my body. So that's my secret, okay? So I'm not saying that look at you. Look at your big stomach. Look at your big thigh. Oh, well,
Yeah.
you look pretty. Look at your wrinkles. You look weird. Oh, I don't do that. I'm like, hey, beautiful lady, you rock. Look at you. Yeah. Okay, so let's exercise a bit more this week and then strengthen a bit this beautiful stomach.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
this big stomach, this beautiful stomach, and the body is
Yeah.
ready, and it's
Responding.
enjoying, and you're enjoying the process. When you enjoy it, you know nothing should be hard. It has to be. You will need to find pleasure in everything you are doing. If you
Yeah.
are doing an exercise where you feel like you need to kill yourself, okay, to go and do it,
Mm.
don't do it. Yeah, because at some point I know that you must push yourself at time, but it's not like major sacrifice,
Yes.
like
Yes.
where you're not feeling good when you go there, like, I hate doing this. And then when we go into the gym, I hate going to the gym, and you're still going. You understand? And guess what? You may be losing all this weight and etc., but when you stop again and you want to go back to normal, you will gain back all this weight.
Yeah, absolutely. That is 100% true. Completely true.
It's
Is there
important.
any confidence is such a big issue with women? And I always find that it shouldn't be, because once you do know who you are, your unique self, when you're styling, like I always believe that everybody's unique, and I'm not styling for brands. I'm just styling for your heart, for your lifestyle, for who you are, who you want to be. How do you want to show up in the world? So
Yes.
how would you promote confidence, or how would you help or give us advice for confidence?
I think if everyone was authentic, right,
Yeah.
and really the true self, and with no shame or with no shame of showing who they are,
Yeah.
the word confidence will not exist,
Mm-hmm.
right? And for me, being confidence is again, go back to knowing self, to
Yeah.
really own self, to make peace with self, to accept every part of yourself that you have been rejected. All this missing, you see, something is missing within me. Now
Yeah.
reclaim all this. Go back and take your power from wherever you have left it. Okay, go and speak your truth. Okay,
Mm.
know how to express your truth. Don't keep anything in. If I'm scared to tell you my truth, it means that you hold some of my power. Okay? So
Mm.
the exercise is, and it can be with like family members, situation, relationship, everything. You have to go back and make peace with it. It means that, come on, why should I fear you, for example? So let me go and speak out my truth with love, always with love. Let me go
Always with
and
it.
speak out my truth. And by doing so, what's happening? You are reclaiming back, yes, your power. So one of the exercise that I do
Mm.
during my
Yes, if you can share something with us. Yeah.
within my guiding is to ask those women, to ask my clients to go back and reclaim the power. It could be with the husband, it could be with someone who hurts them. And only by doing this exercise of speaking out one's truth has a tremendous healing power. Only that. And the issue that we're having in this society is that we are not able to be truthful toward each other. You have
Yes.
groups of friends, you have friendship with them, but they don't want to. Fear of confrontation, fear of being seen somehow. So we have all this fear that is stopping us to even showing ourselves. So yes, to be a confident person is a person who's really mastered to speak one's truth.
I think honesty is always the first principle. You know, you have to be honest with first yourself and then others, because how will you ever, create quality relationships? And everything is based on a relationship and a conversation. If you can't speak with them.
Life, yeah, life is about relationship, and as you've mentioned as well, knowing, truly knowing people. Yes, it is
Yeah.
just to know yourself first. If I
Yes. And I think isn't that helpful,
and
isn't it?
and if I'm being honest with myself,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
it starts with really look at yourself in the mirror and say,
Yeah.
this is not working, this, you are this, that. Cite any personality traits that defines you without you trying to say, oh no, I'm not a jealous person and trying to cover it. No, bring them all out into the light,
Yes.
okay? And be connected to your own self and your own energy. You see, energy is really important, and it's one part where we human beings, yes, our society is lacking to take that really in consideration. Now it's more and more, but we are made of energy fields, right? We have our
Mhm.
aura, and
Absolutely.
this is the first thing that we will meet before we could even open our mouth,
Yeah.
right?
They say energy introduces itself.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's why sometimes you're like, oh, I don't feel this
Yeah.
this person, no, etc. So if you are aware of your energy, if you are connected to yourself,
Yes.
you know yourself, and you are very truthful and honest with yourself, it is easy to have to understand other people without
Yes.
them even expressing anything. It's easy to relate easily to them, because sometimes people are going through things, but they're not able to talk about it.
Hmm.
But it's for you, you can sense it.
Yes.
You know how it feels like this expression on the face, for example.
Yes. Yes.
In spoken words, you can pick it up and bring that person, to bring all these, torment or whatever is going on with her, to be able to speak about it. Okay.
Yes, yes,
Have to be
absolutely.
confident as well. They want to be heard and understood more than I'm going to advise you of how you should do things. No, I'm here to listen to you. You have my most, presence and ears, and I'm here to hold the space while you are going through this.
I think time and experiences shape the person that you are. And I think the more people you meet, the more experiences you have time to get to know how you react in certain situations, what makes you say those things to that person. And you really have to identify that. But if you really truly are connected to oneself, and on the flip side of self-love, I found that some people don't know how to balance the self-love.
That is in fashion to say, okay, it's only positive energy around. You see, negative energy, get away from me. But life is not about that. You are constantly interacting with each other.
Yes, absolutely.
Within a day, if you notice, you can be very high up, excited, happy, and then the next hour, your energy is a bit low. We are constantly flowing with our emotion and our state of being, right?
Yeah.
So it's constantly going there. We can have some negative thoughts going through us as well. So refuting and pushing away people who could be negative
Yeah.
is not this new fashion. It's bias, okay? And
Yes.
it's confusing, and we are forgetting to be more understanding and compassionate toward each other. Because
Yes.
if
Yes.
you claim to have gone through your journey of
Mm.
self-discovery and self-love,
Yes.
it means that you remember your starting point, where you started at.
Yes.
Yes, majority of time, it's a total mess, right? Emotionally messed up, mentally messed up. And you also had people to listen to you. Yes, to be there, to hold that space for you to grow.
Yeah.
Yes, to give a better perspective or version of yourself,
Mm.
right? So
Mm.
when you claim to know better, you should be that person holding space as well for someone who is lost.
Yeah.
Yes, if you are negative, it means that you are lacking to understand self. For me, it goes always to understand self better. Okay,
Yes.
so with compassion now, I will trying to see how I can, direct you, okay, or even
Mm.
listen to you. That's it.
Yeah.
Now, those one who's saying that, it's sure and clear that at certain points of your journey, spiritual journey, for example,
Mm.
you need some time alone,
Yeah.
silence, okay? Some time alone for you to have deep strengthen whatever you are trying to embody, okay?
Yeah.
And I've done this exercise when I was trying to embody um, uh, paying attention, policing my thoughts, okay? I had to say, for example, to certain people who I know could talk me out of it. Oh, I don't understand this, especially when you see that they're not in the same frequencies or
Mm.
consciousness that where you are. Well, I said, okay, I need some time alone. So I don't have any issue saying to my girlfriends or my
Yeah.
entourage that, listen, I will disappear for some time because I need that time alone to
Alone.
strengthen self. So what
Yeah.
do I do? I express it to them.
Mm.
Okay, it's not because you are not understanding me that I had to push you away. You are negative. You're not empowering me. No, the person does not understand where
Yeah.
you are standing. So telling people around you, I need time to strengthen. So once I finish strengthening my understanding and belief, I can come back. You will no longer have any effects on me.
Mm.
If
That's right.
you go in your negative, when you are pushing all this away, it means that you are lacking yourself,
Mm.
yeah, to deepen whatever it is. Yes. Otherwise, you will not let yourself being affected that much. Or you know when to say, oh, listen, I need that break. Again, it goes back to be truthful, to express one's self to
Yes.
people. So
Yes.
it's very important that we explain it a bit in a way where it is not get away. So I'm getting everyone away. So if you have no one to trigger you, how, so that's the funny thing. I asked people, I said, okay, which part of you as a person you want to better, for example. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm an angry person, I get easily triggered and
Yeah.
I can blow, yes. Okay, I want to become a less angry person. At
Yeah.
least know how to use
How to manage that emotion. Yeah.
yes, how to manage it. Okay. So when I put that mindset that I'm practicing, okay, to manage that anger, what happened is not for me to get away from whatever could trigger me.
Mm.
Okay. I part of the practice, you see, we're practicing everything. Okay.
Yes.
So part of the practicing will be what? Someone to trigger me, and then me in response will see what was my reaction to it.
Yes. You
Okay.
have to meet more people. You have to put yourself out there. It's not about kind of just sometimes even closing yourself.
Not to hurt yourself, but when you
Yes.
put that, intention out, here comes now the practice. How
Yes.
do I know that I'm a less anger person, okay, or
Right.
I'm able to manage my anger, yes, if I have not been triggered?
Yeah.
By being triggered, I will be like, okay, wow, I said that I will manage it better, but I felt, okay, there's another day. Tomorrow I will try again. And the next day, oh, I'm getting better at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm not affected anymore. Yes. Or
Yeah.
so I know through the frequency, yes, the intensity and
Mm.
duration, yes, of that emotion, yes. If there's less frequency, it means that I'm less and less angry, for example. Then
Yeah.
I know that I've practiced, yes, I better that I expect. If in intensity, if I'm angry, it goes like all over the place, like a fireball, like boom, and then it's
Yeah.
no longer that, it's more content, then I know that I've improved in there,
Yeah.
yes? So we need everything around. It's not about other people, it's about you, yes? Your
Yeah.
response to other people.
Mm.
Yes, I can understand that you need time away, yes, to strengthen self.
Yeah.
It's not to hide yourself. I don't want to see it. Well, it's part of
Mm.
reality and you will have to see it
Yeah.
in
You have to
yourself.
kind of sometimes have to face your fears,
So,
right? I think letting go is the key. You know, let go of whatever happened from the past, from today, from yesterday. You know, just don't have that attachment, I think, is the key. Because when you start attaching all of these expectations from people, and then you get hurt, and then you get frustrated, and those emotions come out, and that's when you just can't let go. Any techniques to help us let go of those emotions?
um, you,
Because you're saying practice and then ask these questions, that's great. How
so,
do we now kind of let go of all of this?
so before you let go, you must accept.
Mm,
There's no letting go if you have not accepted the
accept it, yes.
okay? It's acceptance. You want to transit, you want to change something, you need to accept where you are at this
Yes, your current reality. Yes.
time. You have to accept the past. You
Yeah.
have to understand that this past or whatever has happened
Mm,
had made given, it's only giving you another perspective and understanding of yourself. Okay, so it's the way we understand things. It shouldn't be hard to let go on something once we understood it. And
mm,
majority of the time I've seen with my clients, they don't understand. I don't understand. It should be like this and it's not like that. And I want this and then this and etc. Well, accept where you are at this
yes.
present moment and see how all this experience, yes, and we are putting the name because we categorize some experience have been good and some other are not being good. Same thing with emotion, good emotion, bad emotions. Yes, and that's the fight, the all constant duality and fight between something which is good and something which is bad. Yes,
Mm,
it's just what it is. There's no
yes.
such thing as good or bad. For me,
Absolutely.
actually, everyone that comes and trigger me, I'm like, thank you very much, because now I can take those informations, yes,
Mm,
or the way I've reacted, and I will be able to work on myself and see. Let's say you're going out with someone and then he betrayed you and so on. Yeah. The exercise is to sit down and say, okay, if I've been treated like that, it means that what is my part of responsibility in this? It takes two to tango, right?
Absolutely.
So instead of me focusing, if I focus on you, what you did, I won't let go of
Yeah.
anything. Okay. But if I focus on myself to better self, to do it differently next time, I will let go. So I sit down and I'm like, okay, I am self accountable in anything that is happening in my life,
Absolutely.
at least at 90%, right? And you can have some shitty thing happening to you. But at 90% in my everyday life, I am accountable. I have played a role. So you sit
Yes.
with yourself and you say, if I've been treated like that, I must have given permission to that person
Yes.
to treat
Allowed it
like
for it to
that.
happen. Yes. Yeah.
So therefore, in what way I wasn't clear, I wasn't saying my truth. I did not put my
Mm.
boundaries. Yes, I did not express what it is that I desire or I want from this relationship. In what way have I forgetting the red flags? Why
Mm.
was, the red flags? Why have I missed them? Yes,
Yes.
because
Yes.
we always know when you sit down, I'm like, have you seen the red flags from the beginning? Yes, I've seen it. I'm like, why did you ignore them? Yes, I thought that the person will change and so on. No one will change if they're not ready to change,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
For me, instead of focusing on the external, it's like gathering all the information, sit down and again and say that,
Yeah.
okay, this is how I behaved. And obviously, this was the outcome of that behavior from me. So next time, okay, when there's always a next time. So
Yeah.
next time I'm being put in the situation, in the same situation of
Yes.
dating someone, I will
Yeah.
make sure that I pay attention to the red flags.
Mm.
Okay, I will make sure that I set out my boundaries. I will make sure that I express self truthfully to the
Yeah.
other person. I will make sure that I'm not trying to manipulate the situation, but this is me. You like it or not, I will not be another person that I am not.
Mm.
So that is a small exercise where this is what has happened, this is the outcome. This was my part of responsibility. And then another column, next to it. Next time I'm experiencing this, this is what I will change, address. And then when you have it on paper, you say to that mind, speak to yourself like you're a crazy person, okay? And this is what we are constantly doing.
Yes.
So you say to that beautiful brain body, next time we are going to date, well, make sure that, hey, you remember that I want to do it differently and I want to do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
It's only when you are not letting go, for example, in this situation, yes, because you have not accepted that, oh, I have a part of responsibility in
Yes. Yeah.
yes, when you're not accepting that you are most likely will what repeats the same.
Yeah.
We attract the same thing and
Yeah.
hoping that by magic I'm going to attract something which is different. No, it is in your reality realm. So it is yourself putting yourself in those type of situation for you to remember that you can do better.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. You know
Yeah.
what? It's reminded me of a situation where, like you said, knowing, I always say know thyself, and now I say know thy style because that's my motto. And for me, everything begins with Socrates' quote. It's one of my most favorite quotes. And there was a time in the last few years where I thought, what's going on? How is all of this happening? And you said you get these signals, these red flags, and you get these kind of signs. Sometimes you don't recognize those signs because you're not aware of that. If it's especially if it's a toxic behavior, you're not aware of it, but your body's saying, oh, this is not right, this is not the way
Exactly.
it's meant to be. But I think, again, when you're disconnected with the self, your self-awareness reduces, and then you're not aware to recognize that energy, those words, those conversations, those patterns, because you've lost yourself. And until you strengthen that person, because I remember that I was weak from physical and mentally, just exhausted through certain situations, and I had to uh, after many years, realized, and again, accountability is what it was. Like, what happened? Where did I see the signs? Why didn't I stop them? Why didn't I create my boundaries? And I think what happens is, once you're centered and strong and like a tree, like, you're rooted, no one can move you, because you know that this is how it is, this is what I want it to be. But when I was in a situation where I was like, oh, this is not how I want to behave, but you have cultural, religious, external factors that kind of influence you. And for me, I can only listen to myself now. Like, I have noticed that when I start, asking other people for advice, maybe having the conversation about something that they have no knowledge about and they have no understanding, and really, do they really understand, or will they empathize? I realized that I need to stop doing that. And I have. And I don't ask anybody like that again to help me in that situation. Can you help me? Can you do this? No, you should be so strong in yourself and so confident in what you do, even if you've made a wrong decision. Make that decision for yourself and know that you own that decision. But I think when we start asking people for validation, because we get weak, don't we think, oh, and our mind starts playing tricks on us, and we think, is this right, is this how it's meant to be? And then we start questioning, overthinking. But once you are confident, you're connected to yourself again, I don't think anything can really, break you, or, manipulate you.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of women get manipulated, especially when, I think, we talk about relationships, or even daily lives. It's not just from a relationship, but from work and external factors. But I feel that is a real big um, game changer,
Yeah.
definitely, in life. If once you kind of address those, and acceptance is definitely, I think
Accept.
it's a healing process, isn't it? I think acceptance is, it's a blessing. I feel like it's a prayer that you're giving to yourself.
Yes, because the acceptance is, and I say to everyone, I say, if you want to change your current situation, you must accept what it is now.
A- Absolutely. And
That's
it,
way, because when you accept that, what happened is you are naturally drawn about the changes that you want to make. You see,
mm,
it's
mm,
no longer hard to go about making that transformation anymore. You
yeah,
see, you're
yeah.
naturally guided to it. You see,
Mm.
there's information inside of you. Again, you've mentioned that, yeah, we don't know sometimes how to see the signs, but we have our
Yes,
intuitions.
yes,
Very,
absolutely.
very bright. You have the
Yeah. But
intuitions.
also, too, when we have intuition, I think sometimes people lose that intuition as well. People don't, and I think intuition comes on certain levels. Like, I think, again, it's strong intuition when you know yourself. And I find that when I was in a situation, Priska, like, my gut would clench.
Mm.
Like, literally, I would be in a situation, it's like, my body is screaming at me, like, what the hell's going on? Like, it would literally, I would have, my whole body would have this, like, kind of electricity running, like a shock in my
Yeah.
body, but my stomach would just clench like this, and it would just, I would feel awful, and I would just, like, this is not a good feeling, this is not a feeling that I want to have. And that was a big signal. But like you said, intuition.
This
I,
this is it's not like this is not a feeling I don't want to have. Again, the word that we are using are very important.
hmm,
Words have vibration. Words speak. Like, let's say that you want,
yes,
say for example, I'm picking on it because those, when I hear something we say that I don't want to,
yes,
then
yes.
it goes like in my head, it goes like think, no, no, no. So that's why
and I and
I'm
I am quite aware with it, because you're right, absolutely. Our
I'm gonna
vocabulary and our words that we use, we are, I feel like we're masters of our own destiny. And I feel like with my podcasting, the more I speak, I guess, what, Priska, I found that there was a time where my brain wasn't engaged, because I was going through such a traumatic time in my life, that my brain just became, it froze. Like, I couldn't use it. I wasn't stimulating it. And I just I got stuck in a situation, even the words that I used, or even the vocabulary that I had, I forgot that. I kind of, I lost it a little bit. I got a little bit, lost in that process. And so I absolutely know, and 100%, that the words we speak shape our destiny. That's how I see it.
Yeah, our reality, yes,
Our
definitely.
reality.
And
Yeah.
and being a master of the word that you choose is very important.
And this year's theme of International Women's Day is about, choose to challenge. How will you challenge yourself, and others around you? What is that mission that you want to do for yourself? And I think that what is it that you kind of challenge yourself, and what are you going to challenge yourself for this year?
For me, for
Mhm.
this year, I will challenge myself to change what I put in my body.
Yes.
So I've started already yesterday.
Oh,
So
excellent.
getting rid of the meat and chicken again. I've done it before for a
Right.
year.
Okay. So
And
vegan or vegetarian or?
vegetarian, not vegan,
Yeah.
gradually, started, but
Yes.
really learn about the foods, what you put
Mm.
inside of your body, and being mindful of what goes in. So this is my challenge, and this is what I'm currently working on.
Was there a life-changing moment or time or experience where you had to claim your power, really
Of
fight for your power?
of course, you have to fight. I had to reclaim my power from my husband, for example.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saying that stop with this constant, approval.
Mm.
Yes, he's a person for his own, and you are as well. So for me, what pushes me to undertake that self-love, and journey of really
Mm.
self-discovery was because I was a mess. My emotions were all over the place, too sensitive, like crying, like no, I was the victim, and it
Yeah.
was I was hurting my own self and I didn't understand simple emotions. And I'm like, if you can't even read your own emotion, then
Yes.
how would you take the right decision?
Yeah.
How? So you know what? Just okay, every outside factors, yes, or people, even
Mm.
with kids, people, it's not about them, it's about you. Sit down. So I made the commitment to myself to sit every morning down. I wake up, I was disciplined, I've changed the way I slept. Yeah, I
Mm.
was sleeping very late. I start sleeping at 10, waking up at 5:30. I had a rooftop in Dubai. I had only one chair. I call it my reflection chair. So
Right.
I will sit in that chair and I will be like this. I'm like, whoever created me. You have to talk to yourself like you're created.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm like, whoever created me, well, I'm here. We're going to have this conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, no longer want to have any noise. What's your mom say, your dad say, your priest say, church say, society
Yeah.
say, school
Yeah.
say. I say, I want to remove all this. And I
Mm.
want you to tell me this creation, yes, what's the information about this creation so I can go about, doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And I will make myself available, sitting to hear. But by
Yeah.
doing that, since you are sitting with your own self,
Yes.
hearing truly what is inside,
So important.
all the higher self. Some people talk about self love, but they are not able to sit with self. Okay,
Yes.
living
Yes.
themselves.
They're getting
That
comfortable. Yeah, just being with themselves. I mean, like that's why people, I guess, in lockdown have had this kind of fear again. They got frustrated and they don't know how to. What will they do? Because they're always at work, always with the family, always, doing events or whatever they do in their daily lives. They're always doing, and then having that time
they're
to
not, they're
sit
not.
with themselves and then to like just listen to that, having that silence. Some have got very uncomfortable and have even gone into depression.
Yeah. So instead of being, okay, being when you sit, with yourself, and then you go deep
Mm.
with, you connect with your body sensation, vibration, and so on. And then you now hearing you. It's no longer the noise, but it's you that you are hearing now. So this exercise to saying that, okay, I want to understand more about my emotion, more about myself. I had to, like I said, it's all about the definition that we give with words, because
Mm.
when this, society, everything is expressed through words, right? And
Yes.
words have power, words have a certain definition. It's the same thing. I sat because I had a lot of heartbreak woman coming to me. I was like a magnet. I go outside. I just broke up with my, I'm like, yes, it's totally normal with me now that you're talking to me.
Yeah.
And then I go sitting in the morning and I will be like, you creator, why is people coming to me with heartbreaking? Okay, I attract you, attract normally what you are. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, now I want to understand what it is about this love relationship
Mm.
between partners, this romance,
Mm.
between people that we don't understand and we are suffering in the name of love.
Yes.
I want to understand
What
what
is your definition of love?
I want to understand what love is. Okay. So
Mm.
this one, I started now understanding more about that. And that's uh, um, that day where I had like the information and I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, like, why you didn't say that? It was so simple for everyone to understand. Like, really? Are you kidding me? Is that why we are crying? And I'm like, okay.
Ah, I see.
It was like, so I was like, okay, so what I heard, what I've channeled was
Yeah.
actually, you know, you need to realize it's not like I want love, I want to find love, and so on. You have to realize that, I cannot give you, okay, what you already are and within which you are already existing, okay? How can I give you something that you already are? I want
Mm.
love. I need love, want to find this and etc. You need to realize that you are already that. Again, that's another quest, right? So
Mm.
another realization. So you start taking the step now. So you need to now is for you to realize that you are already love and you are not separating
Yes.
from that love. So now go back and vibrate that love, feel it.
Mm.
In it, is to connect, again, to your
Yeah.
vibration, to your own self,
Mm.
and connect now with the life force, which is outside of you as well. Being able to connect with everything
Yes. Yes.
around you. Okay. And then you can practice, yes, to make that light, that love that you can feel inside you, you can practice to make it bigger and brighter.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it's like I feel it, I stay with it, and I spread it, for example. But
Mm.
sometime by doing this exercise, sometime you will see your entire body vibrating, all your cells vibrating. And
Absolutely.
in that way now, you can connect to your higher self, to the source, to the creator, to the infinite intelligence, which is
Mm.
like in a cloud there. You can connect directly to it to get the information. You can
Yes.
travel, you can do
Absolutely.
whatever you want, but the vibration has to start on your cellular, level,
Level.
on
Yeah.
cells. So it has to vibrate first.
Mm.
And you can, for me, I had simple exercise to, okay, feel how it feels like to be water. Feel how it feels like, to be a tree, for example. Yeah, and I do that with my kid as well. You need to feel it. Yeah, feel how it feels
Yes.
like to be an animal, for example. What is the characteristic? And it's scary that you could actually become that tree.
Yes.
As women, sometimes when you say that, people are say, "Oh, crazy." No, when we talk about connecting, being
Mhm.
connected to self and be able to connect with everything, it means that I know your characteristic and I can be you. For example,
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
can feel you. I can know how you vibrating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
taking the vibration. I can
Yeah.
sense your
Absolutely.
own vibration. So the sensing really for me in everything I'm doing, the sensing is about that. And you've mentioned as well about the
Definition
movements.
that you have, is there a definition of love that you love or a quote about love that you love?
So for me, my signature is you are love. And don't forget that you are love. Love is everything. Love is that it's the life force for me. It's love is everything we see, really. Because love is within everyone. This is who we are. This is our core. okay? By connecting to self, we are connecting more and more to our love essence, and we
Mm.
make it brighter and bigger. That is your mission. That's what you're here to do. Your soul came here to become bigger and brighter,
Yes.
yeah, to be. So give that soul the experiences that will allow her to have that unconditional love more and more. Yes,
Yeah.
give that experience. Don't go and misalign yourself.
Mm.
Yes, make sure that you are mindful, that you know your soul essence. This is something we have not spoken about, which is really important, because if I know my essence, I know what work to do. I know which partner to be with, because my
Yeah.
job now will be to do what? To make sure that I fully embody, I am being that essence in everything that I am doing. We
Mm.
call it the love signature. Okay. So in everything I am doing, I am being that essence. If I'm doing something and I'm not being my essence, I am not doing it. So you see, even for certain work, yeah, sector of activities will be corresponding to your essence, because there you will be using that essence more and more and make it bigger. You will know how to choose your partner because you're aware of that essence, and that partner must have, not must have, but will have more or less the same essence than you, at least
Yeah.
close together. So this, your essence, will allow you to know where and how to go about your everyday life. And for me, this is the love that we are. And once we realize that, well, we use it so beautifully, and we see self growing more and more with unconditional love. Beautiful.
That was absolutely breathtaking. I love that. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. It was so enlightening, and I hope that it helps all the women out there and it helps the men to understand the women better. I mean, if it's for the women, and share it with the men, because I think that they will understand this, this perception of women and how women feel. So, leave any message that you leave for the ladies before we end this interview.
Beautiful. So again, ladies, we have all the power, but it's within. Let's learn again to know our bodies, which is the physical body, the emotional, mental, and the energy, our energy body as well, in order to align them, okay, to feel, to be present with ourselves, to
Mm.
find out what is pleasurable for us, to stop all this guilt, this chatter, negative chatter that's actually limiting us as opposed to elevate us. Let's
Mm.
again reconnect with that power which is inside of our body.
Yeah.
Yes, let's learn again to feel, to sense, to call pleasure and life and love inside of our bodies by
Mm.
connecting to who we are and by connecting to the outside world as well. And that's way, I bet you will actually you will be looking to wake up in the morning only to discover more about yourself.
Mm.
Because one lifetime, it's not enough. Yes. So to have again this life running inside of you, and then you're like, what am I going to discover today? Like a kid discovering, yourself. What
Yeah.
is this soul inside is able to do again? And you
Yeah.
will be fascinated by what you are able to do.
Yeah.
Connect with yourself and love more and more yourself every day, and be patient with yourself and present in everything you are doing. We can do it. It's beautiful.
We can do it, and that is exactly what it is. Nothing is impossible, but enjoy the process. Really
Exactly.
enjoy what you do, and that's my motto as well. So thank you so much for joining us. I absolutely love the work that you do. I will post all of your details for everybody to contact you if they need that. And yes, I look forward to kind of meeting you in real.
Person. That would be fantastic. Thank you very much for having me. It was a pleasure exchanging with you.
Thank
Beautiful
you so
souls.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.